Welcome to the first ever episode of Sideline Science Podcast. Um, there's four of us, me, Nick, Wayne, and CJ, that will be kind of taking turns being hosts of the show. And we'll talk about various sports: football, baseball, basketball, some fantasy sports. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about the MLB and the Mariners. Um, to kind of provide some background, I've been a Mariners fan since around the Kyle Seager, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz days. Um, and for about a year, I've been writing about the Mariners for a website called Soto Mojo. Nick, would you like to provide some of your background?
Just with the Mariners or just baseball in general or
Um, Anything that you think will be good to show kind of your knowledge?
so I played baseball for 16 years. And I've been a Mariners fan since the Felix Hernandez, Jared Washburn, Jose Lopez, Franklin Gutierrez and Ichiro days, the really dark days of the Mariners. Just my first year with being a fan of the club was that 2010 team that everyone thought was going to be absolutely loaded, and then they lost 100 games. So I've lived through it. I've seen it. I'm coaching baseball now, so kind of come at this from a little bit of a different angle.
Okay. Uh, First thing on our agenda is the player power rankings. I went through and I made a top 10 power rankings for hitters, top 10 for pitchers. Um, based, I gave the largest weight to this year's stats, but I did factor in um, previous years, especially more so for pitchers. Um, but do you want me to just go down the list and you react to them? Do you want me to? We could turn it into a little game. I'll read you their stats. You have to guess who they are. Um,
Let's go three guys at a time.
okay, three guys at a time. So you want me to give them to you, or are you guessing?
I'll just give them to me. Just go
Okay.
from do 10, 9, 8, and
Okay.
then
You want to
7, 6,
start
5.
hitters or pitchers? Your call.
Do hitters. I'm
Okay.
a little less well versed in the hitting side,
So
so we'll go there.
we have for hitters number 10, Bobby Witt Jr., number 9,
Okay.
Freddie Freeman, and number 8, Aaron Judge.
Okay, I'm assuming Judge is a little bit more because of the weight of the last 2 years, because that guy hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a barn this year.
No, this year he's hitting 212. He does have 6 home runs. However, what is giving me a bit of hope is his average exit velo is still in the 94th percentile. So when he's making contact, he's still able to hit it very hard. And his walk rate is, even with hitting 212, pitchers are still so afraid of him that he has the seventh best walk rate in the MLB. Um, so his defense is on the decline a bit, but I assume the bat will start to come around.
Yeah, he's on the flip side of 30 now, too, isn't
Yeah, I think so. All
he?
right.
Yeah. Okay. Bobby Witt, he could make a case for him to be a little higher with how hot he's been, but and with how good the Royals have been as well, largely due to him, you could make a case for him to be a lot higher.
You ready for the next three?
Yeah.
Number 7, Ronald Acuna Jr. Number 6, Jose Altuve. And number 5, Gunnar Henderson.
Right. Acuna started slow. Granted, he's still a top 10 hitter, 100%. Altuve, I haven't looked too much at his stats. I know his Astros have been bad. I haven't looked too in depth with Altuve. What's his OBP and
So Altuve's hitting
OPS?
342, 414, 596 with 7 home runs.
Yeah, he's fine. Gunnar Henderson is probably the front runner for the AL MVP right now.
Hmm.
I would have him in the top 3.
The only reason I had him so low
without question.
is what I'm concerned about. His walk rate is only 5.5%, and you pair that with a 25% K rate. Um, so he's hitting the ball well, and he's had good defense. I'm just a little concerned, like, if he stops hitting for as high of an average, he's not walking, he's striking out a lot. Um, One thing that was encouraging is his 311 BABIP is actually the lowest on the list right now. So his current stats seem to be the most likely to stay where they are. I mean, his slugging, I don't think he's going to slug 630 the rest of the year,
No.
but the average in OBP could stay. Um, you'd like to see higher than a 5.5% walk rate from a guy who's that dangerous of a hitter. But
Yeah, I
you
mean, you
talk
could
about,
argue too. He's hitting at the top of the lineup for the Orioles in the leadoff spot, and historically, I mean, you look at guys like Mark Hakis and Brian Roberts and those kind of guys. Like the guys at the top of their lineup, just as an organization, they like to swing the bat. So that could just be him playing into that a little bit.
all right, next three. I mean, I think you're gonna know who's number one after this, but the next
Yeah,
three,
there's
number four, Ellie De La Cruz. Number three, Shohei Ohtani. Number two, Juan Soto.
I'd put Gunnar Henderson ahead of Ellie De La Cruz, but
The
Ellie
reason
De La Cruz is a guy. Offensively, though, that dude, he's on pace to steal like 100 bags right now, isn't he?
he has 18 stolen bases already.
Yeah, that's
He's also
insane.
hit
Like, as an
eight home
offensive player,
runs.
he's great.
8 home runs, 18 stolen bases. He's walking 10% higher than Henderson. He is also has his own strikeout concerns, 30.5 K rate. Um, but
No, that
defensively,
dude
he's
doesn't
not as
really
good as
care. He's up
Gunner,
there.
but
He's taking absolute G hacks every time he steps in the box. Like, he's not trying to be a barrel accuracy guy. He's
yeah.
trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark every single swing.
You have Otani, Soto. Their stats hitting wise are pretty similar. I put Soto over Otani because this year um, Soto has actually been a positive in the field according to like Fangraphs and um, Baseball Savant, whereas Otani's been a little bit of a negative. So that's what was the tiebreaker there.
Yeah.
And then number one, we all know it's Mookie Betts.
It's Mookie Betts. If it's anybody else, I was going to walk out.